huge, huge honor to premiere this and to bring out Lee Cronin.
I had a relatively normal childhood, just for the record. Wow, you're all still here. Thank you. Holy shit. I hope you had a good time. Clenching my jaw for the last 90 minutes. But yeah, lovely to see you all. What a place, what a crowd. Thank you for coming out and supporting us tonight. I should stop talking, you gotta really... Oh, I gotta introduce you. Oh shit, okay. Our new chainsaw wielding hero, Lee Sullivan. You're gonna throw it, make it white and lots of it. White. Next up, I don't really know where to start with this woman right now. Not the best mom in the world, but also the best mom in the world. I think a little bit of an all-timer on-screen presence as a horror, I don't know. The biggest bad of all, here's Mama, Alyssa Sutherland. Okay, so next up, a gentleman who showed me incredible support and dedication and dragged my ass from Ireland to New Zealand, which is about as far as you can travel in the world. On the ground, Rob Tapert, producer, you all know my name, Rob Tapert, let's go. The next man is on my filmmaking Mount Rushmore, so it was a real pleasure to be able to continue a legacy that he established just before I was born. And yeah, like, you know, a hero of mine growing up and has become a friend and a great colleague, Sam Raimi. And next up is just a fucking actor, dude. No man, like, growing up watching Evil Dead, the intensity of Bruce's performance, the commitment to it, was a big part of what made those movies so special, and it printed them on my mind and probably lots of people in here. So, I got to spend some time with him and hang out. He's a cool dude. He came to Ireland, came to my hometown, bought everyone drinks. Tried to put the card behind the bar, we dealing cash out of me. But he's a man and he's a hero. I know you'll love him. Bruce Campbell. Hello, up in the box. Posh seeds.
A pair of legs dead.
Oh, look, did someone tweet an ambulance for that person? It's actually me.
Moving on with this.
What happens now, Peter?
Alright, well now I'm going to throw some questions at you. Before I get to the questions, I just have to say that I've been doing South by for a long time. I've seen a lot of movies here in this theater. I have never once experienced an audience that insane reacting to a horror movie like that. My first question for you, Lee, is what was your reaction when you found out you got to just pitch on this? How did you even begin to prepare?
My reaction was one of excitement, I suppose, overall. I tend to try and approach work as excited as I can and then slowly become depressed. So at the start, I was pretty excited, and my first encounter with these lovely three gentlemen was with Sam Raimi, who saw my film The Hole in the Ground in 2019. And we went out for sushi. And I fucking hate raw fish. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm here with Sam and I can't eat anything. And then I think he kind of noticed and brought out a little bit of cooked food, which was eel, cooked eel of all the things. I don't eat shit that's my name backwards, that's a rule. And neither of us talked, it was like a weird first date, neither of us talked about Evil Dead at all. Neither of us mentioned anything, but I'm kind of like, I want to talk about Evil Dead, I'm here with Sam. And we were talking about every other project under the sun. And then eventually I asked about Evil Dead. Am I answering the question? I can't remember, I'm just talking. And then we started to talk and I was super excited and Sam, I remember it sticks in my head, he really appreciated the accuracy of my filmmaking and thought that that would really apply to this world. And then getting started into it, you know, I've said it in interviews, both three guys backed the vision that I had for the film early on, which gives you a lot of confidence as a filmmaker to put your head down, and I'm still not sure if I'm answering the question, but I've used words, they sound somewhat linked. Happy? There you go, there's my answer, happy. Yes, thank you.
For the OG Evil Dead crew, when you were looking at people to bring it on...
Sorry, can you explain what OG is for old guys?
The original guys.
Old guys.
Old guys. OG, old guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Okay.
I mean, how did you vet him? What were you looking at? What were those initial meetings behind the scenes? Like after he finished, you were like, oh, let's talk about him. What were you thinking?
There was no talking. Sam said, we're going to hire Lee. Okay, great. And it was simple. So we're out here, Rama went, oh, Lee's going to do Evil Dead. We went, okay, great.
It's called intuition.
It was actually kind of a little bit like that, because I kind of met the guys the second time and I went in and said, so like there's a building and there's a family and there's deadites, and then I left and my agents around and they were like, you're doing Evil Dead. And I was like, that's how easy this is? But no, it was, they were super supportive from the start. We kind of met each other in kind of relays over time. And now I'm answering their question. I'm just fucking excited. Okay, sorry.
Now for your incredible leads, were they properly prepared for how much intense physical activity was going to be in this production?
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
I read the script. I knew what was coming.
They were sitting around all day, just like, you know, no, they worked their ass off.
Yeah, fucking worked your ass off. No, I mean, you know, I saw 20 pages of covered in blood, which ended up being a month covered in blood. The most sticky, icky, disgusting. 6-month-old in the end, because it was COVID, we ran out of blood in New Zealand because they couldn't import it. So that batch that you saw in the elevator that was 6 months old, they'd be like, Lil, this'll do, yeah? By the end of the shoot, so I had like old stanky brew, not like a fine wine. It was.
You recycle that shit, it's expensive.
You recycle that shit. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, nothing can be prepared for. I mean, you were prepared, I was not prepared. Okay.
Yeah, but I come from the world of fashion where they do like even more fucked up shit to you, so this was like yeah, we have a union as actors. Yeah. Watch us, man. I get to clock out.
Was there anything in the script that you read and you're like, well, surely this is going to get rewritten. Like, he can't pull this off. We're not going to do this.
There's one line, which is my favorite line in the movie, which I know we talked about and you weren't sure, and I was like, just do it, it'll be great. And you trusted me and I appreciate that, which is the titty-sucking parasites line. we gotta get that on a t-shirt, right? Perfect, that line on a t-shirt. But technically, no, like, one of the great things about working with the guys is their wealth of experience making horror movies. And if anything, they were always pushing for more. There was never any sense of, hey, peel back. And I think in making an Evil Dead movie, you have to put it right in fifth gear, like immediately, first to fifth, and kind of go. So there's nothing we really cut out aggressively. I can't remember anyway.
But even not counting the edit, but in production, on the production side, were there gags, were there setups that you were afraid you weren't actually going to deliver on, and then when you saw the dailies, you were like, holy fucking shit.
I mean, did you see the monster?
We like to call that, by the way, everybody, the Marauder. Just so everybody knows.
We held the elevator scene over Lee's head to try and get the schedule to work. What's that?
This movie fucking sucks.
He's storming out. He's storming like a seven. I think that means we made it. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone, everyone. He's gone.
keep Austin weird, right?
There was no alcohol involved with that whatsoever.
I don't get it. He waited all the way through the credits.
Alright, well that asshole aside, I think we can all agree that this movie actually really fucking rules.
We're coming for you.
Now, when it came to preparing the sheer level of gags in this movie, the thing that blows my mind is the camera work. There's like moments that are layered into moments, and then behind those moments, there's other things going on. The choreography is just astonishing. Can you talk a little bit about the craft of setups and what was the one that you were most looking forward to executing?
Yeah, I think like the movie was very heavily planned and detailed and storyboard. Actually, my storyboard artist from Ireland is here, Stephen. Well done, good job. So my sound designer, which I forgot earlier on, is projecting sign Peter Robertson is down there somewhere as well. But yeah, I think I was looking forward. I love Stephanie the most. That was the thing. So my niece I have to give her credit. My niece Georgia gave me the idea for Stephanie, and doing that set piece was really fun. And actually, throughout the movie, all the set pieces, there's no one fix for anything. That's the kind of really crazy thing when you do these practical effects. It's not like here's Stephanie and here's the rig and this is how we do it. We need like 6 different rigs to actually get all the different angles, all the shots. And Gabby, who played Bridget, was like a hero. And when the movie's out there, I've got some cool behind the scenes stuff we can hopefully share or show people how all this worked. But the Stephanie thing was amazing. Like obviously, the leg Queenie moment was something quite special as well. But I think they all brought different challenges. It was like as you watch that movie, you get to know the characters, and then things go crazy. That's what our experience making it was. Because we started out and we were like, we're all happy families and let's meet each other, and oh, Beth's back.
And chronological order.
And it was shot in chronological order, and then it just got really hardcore.
Yeah.
And just keeping that focus on the detail all the time. But we planned it really heavily. We had a long prep, and you guys know you can't make an Evil Dead movie without prepping the hell out of it.
Yeah.
You can, it would suck.
Then suddenly we had 9 weeks with 9 days to go of lockdown, where we got to rethink how we were going to do everything at the end, where everybody had to maintain ideally 2 meters in PPE, but we had full makeup and everything. Anyways, it turned into a whole other exercise in how do you shoot a movie when, in theory, no one can touch each other, and you have this marauder creature with all these different pieces. Anyways, certainly COVID complicated the shooting. It did give us some time to figure some things out towards the end of the movie, but it was a bit unfortunate for all involved that we got shut down due to COVID.
Yeah, it's like COVID, like stay away from people, and I'm like, I've got a better idea, climb inside your mom's body.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we do that? Maybe that's the cure.
So, for the actors, did you have any sort of ritual at the end of the day to sort of decompress and reset from this, aside from spending 12 hours getting actually cleaned off?
Beer with the grips.
Beer with the
Oh
grips.
yeah, we had lots of Friday beers. Yeah.
But you
We
were
did them on a Friday. I did them like every night.
Yeah, because
we were in
I had
survival
all the
mode.
shit that had to get taken off my face. You guys were having beers.
De-rigging.
I was de-rigging in my portacom. But we did a lot of listening to my dad read a porno while I was getting all my prosthetics done in the morning and then taken off at night time.
A little ritual is always also laughing after every take, even when you're not actually finding it funny. Like with 9-year-old Nell, who'd be like, how do we not lose our minds and her nervous system get completely destroyed and she actually start crying and then we've got a problem. So it ended up being like, you would like almost like palate cleanse. You would like hysterically laugh even though you looked like a mad person. All the crew's like, what's going on? And you'd be like, hilarious, just to like almost like slice the nervous energy in half. Because your body doesn't know the difference between fight or flight, I learned. We always say the bathtub's full.
Yeah, we tried to mess in between stuff as well because it is pretty hardcore. And it's quite nice, I think, on a set for people to smile even when it's tough. So we did try and, I don't say we goofed around, but we did try and keep it light. And I would do my best to take the piss out of the things you were having to do to take the pressure off, you know, because it is a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Or at one point, Lee had a performance probe, which was a stick. But I think
It sounds worse than it is.
No, it's actually called the attitude adjuster.
The attitude adjuster. I feel like it had two names. It was like a name on each side of the stick. But anyway, it was so funny, the idea of conducting suspense and conducting horror, which is something we haven't done. And all
It's
of
musical.
It's musical. Then you've got the Irishman who's like hitting his aluminium water bottle with a rhythmic beat, so you would know as the moment was happening when the camera, which was like, it's such a, horror is a collaboration. It is the ultimate collaboration in artistry. You can't have one without the other.
And I also heard that there was a bit of a swear jar on set. Did anyone have a run-in with that?
No fucking chance. Let's just say I owe Nell a lot of money that I have yet to pay her.
I think you might be a bottle of champagne.
$98?
I earned I took the cake.
Yeah, I'm like probably like $4,000, I'd say. Yeah, there was a share.
There was a swear jar.
I guess.
We told her we'd never pay.
She's gonna have a big career. Anyway.
She's got a massive career. She's gonna be more wealthy than all of us. She was actually more professional. She was
And I think we're more or less out of time, but I want to ask one sort of final question, which is just, what do you think a new generation is going to take away from this? Like, because they will have never seen anything quite like this, and obviously they can go back and watch the originals, but like, are you starting to realize the legacy that you're a part of?
Wow, that's an amazing question that I'm not even sure I can answer. Like, I'm very proud of getting to be additive to what the guys created in the past, but also to forge a new pathway. And I think one of the plans was, like, as I've said many times, I'm a fan and I want the fans to be happy. I want the fans to feel the DNA of an Evil Dead movie, but I also want there to be people that feel like I did when I was 9 years old. So 9-year-olds should go and watch this movie. I'm sure there's some parents who bring your 9-year-olds. You can do that here, right? It's or you can bring your
parents
kids.
traumatized you.
Yeah, bring them along with a plushie and a blankie and they'll enjoy it. But yeah, I just think getting to add to that legacy and hopefully bring through a whole new generation that will allow for these type of stories to continue to be made. Because what's special about Evil Dead is its relentless, bloody entertainment, and it stands out from the crowd in those terms, and I love watching those movies.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys very much, and please give it up.